Oh, yeah, boys. What the fuck is going on? How are we all doing today on this fine Monday? Making sure it is Monday. Of course it's Monday because today was motherfucking chest day. Oh my God. How are we all doing today? I am glad to be here with you guys on this fine Monday as the Orwellian dictatorship of YouTube and its algorithm has gone around my backside and inserted itself without my permission or consent. We continue to see, oh, well, at least there's 9 people in the chat. At least if you guys are in the chat, let's go ahead and hit that thumbs up as well as drop a comment in here to say what it is, what it do. How are we doing today, guys? How is our quarantine doing? How's it treating us? That's what we're going to talk about a little bit today as well. 13 people watching live. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel as well. And I'm going to join you guys like I always do and hitting that damn like button because I fucking need it right now. Whatever. Absolutely. Oh my God. I know. Getting fucking messages up the wazoo as we fucking speak. All right. I could have done that one. NBD. Hitting the old like button. We got 2 thumbs down already. Thank you very much, whoever decided to do that. I appreciate you guys doing that. It shows you care. I know, right? Oh, man. Well, today is Monday, as I said. And what did I do so far today? Well, I had a whole bunch of shit that I had to take care of as far as life is concerned, on top of hitting the old weights. And I got a chest workout in here at home because that's the only place that you're able to work out. And, you know, things have been fucking real as far as that's concerned. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. I just wanted to check in on you guys and see how everybody is doing, mainly because obviously life is a little bit disrupted as far as normal routine, as far as normalcy is concerned. But there is a little bit of beauty in the, I guess, the silver lining of what's going on here. And the cool part is, I mean, it's kind of slowed things down a bit. You know, I myself, I do like things to be a little bit fast paced, but I also like to be able to take my foot off the accelerator every once in a while and take some time to chill out. But right now we're kind of, as a society, being forced to take a chill pill and start to realize a few things about our lifestyle, about our civilization, about the way that we have structured our society. And it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to see all the hubbub that's going on online, even though I try not to look at too much stuff. Why is there a war with the likes? I don't know, man. Maybe it's people. Here, let's pull that one up. Maybe it's people thinking that they're funny because I asked for a like and they gave a thumbs down. It could be haters. Who knows? Whenever you're as smitten as I am, as attractive and forthright with your fucking word as well, some people will just kind of be haters. The other thing is the anonymity aspect. There's something about being anonymous that makes people feel like they're fucking tough, and good for you. If that's what makes you feel tough, then keep doing that. But guess what? It's not going to pay off in the long run. So fuck it. Who cares? At this point in time, YouTube is kind of a scratch for me anyway. Only reason why I like coming on here is so I can converse with you guys and build my community. Speaking of my community as well, man, let me tell you, we had our weekly webinar last night on the WarTribe. It went for 3 hours straight again this week. And I'll tell you what, man, fucking the guys in that group are some phenomenal human beings. It was kind of like a total roundtable last night too, which was just awesome because we all got to just kind of talk about different things and help each other out as far as where people are at in their life. That's essentially what I want to talk about with you guys today as well. Yeah, throwing me some curveballs for sure. I feel you on that one. But I gotta say, man, the WarTribe is where it's at. If you guys are in a situation right now where you're feeling alone, you're feeling like you don't have a tribe, you feel like you're getting kind of pushed off of your rocker, you're getting pushed off of your center as a man. This group of dudes, believe it or not, is, I think, the crux of the masculine movement, honestly, on how people are going to be able to continue, especially through this time, be able to keep on developing to be the best version of themselves day in and day out. Gregory Dixon with the $2 super chat, just saying, here's $2. Thanks, my man. Greg is also part of, yep, I love it. WarTribe is seriously developing into a tribe for the war. Absolutely 100%. If you guys don't understand what's going on in the world today, I mean, I'm not saying necessarily full blown we're going to into a war, but what I am saying is there's definitely a war on masculinity. And these men have chosen to become part of a group of people that show up every fucking week. We show up every day for each other in our chat group as well. And we help each other get through this craziness. So again, I'm going to share with you guys some tidbits of information today as well, in order for you to kind of keep your head on straight and keep on going. But I'll tell you what, here's the thing is, if you guys are floating around life all by yourself, you don't feel like you have a community right now, go over to the WarTribe, www.thewartribe.com, and please do become a member. It's rather cheap if you really look at it. I get it. Times are tough as far as money's concerned, but that's another thing that I want to talk to you guys about today, is not to worry about the economy. It's so hard to sit here and tell you not to worry. But I guess essentially what I'm trying to tell you is just be centered and try to maintain focus on what you can control right now. I'm not going to lie, over the weekend, it wasn't too terrible, but it started to creep up on me, where I started to think about all sorts of stuff with the future and how it's going to turn out. And then I started to kind of get into like this space where I was starting to feel a bit of anxiety, because I was like, fuck, like I want to control outcomes, right? Because that's what we do as men. We want to control our outcome. We want to control our destiny. We want to at least feel as though we are proficient and we know what's happening. So then that allows the mind to wander like 5, 6, 7, 10 moves ahead, and you're trying to plan that direction. And it's like, we just don't have enough information right now to know what to do or how to go about doing those types of things. So again, where we're at as far as the WarTribe is concerned, like I said last night, 3 hours in a webinar with all these gentlemen, and all we did was just talk about what's going on in life, how to prepare, but also at the same time, how to continue to be a flourishing man in this time, right? What can you do right now? What can you do in order to make sure that you are, number one, feeling secure in yourself, secure in your future, but also how to just maintain your lifestyle, right? One of the big things that I talk about, my first book that I put out, Live Your Best Life in 30 Days. And this is my big, like, obviously that book highlights my philosophy in life. Here's the thing is, if you're not growing in the 6 key areas of life, you're not developing yourself into the type of man that you need to become, because regardless of what's going on, the genie is not going back in the bottle. We are not going back to traditional sexual marketplace, plain and simple. Even if this stuff, I think traditional roles will still be there, but the traditional sexual marketplace will not be there. Yeah, buddy. We'll chat about that. Thank you. Yes, and I've heard that as well. That's what I hear too. Q, some people were telling me and sending me some Q videos. That's what I'm hearing as well. Who knows? At this point in time, like I said, I can't go down that rabbit hole, honestly. What's up, Brian Yoshi? How we doing, man? What's going on? 2023 is the year of the fire horse, a revolutionary year in Chinese astrology. For those of you dig chick crack, I'll take a look into that. Like I said last night on the webinar, I'll fucking take a look at any bit of information, and then I will deduce whether or not I find it to be valuable or not. Hey Corey, how you doing? How are you? Hope all is well. I feel fucking great, honestly. Like I said, I started to kind of worry a little bit. And then the second you start to worry is the second you start to feel like you're out of control. And when I say a little bit, like I'm telling you guys, I was just worrying a little bit. And that's just enough to start kind of wandering down those slopes. But then I caught myself and I was like, you know what, dude? Like, you got a game plan, execute your game plan, plain and simple. Like, that's all you can do as a man. If it fucking works out for you, fucking awesome. If it doesn't, then you got to reconfigure some stuff. But at the same time, at the end of the day, you can still feel proud of yourself for coming up with a plan and sticking to it. And so that's the stuff that we're going to talk about for sure today. Absolutely 100%, because that's what discipline is. Essentially, discipline is coming up with a plan and sticking to it, sticking to your guns and not getting off course or off center. With that said, I'm staring at my ashwagandha and my lipolyze, so I'm going to take that right now like I normally do every fucking show. We got 25 people up in the chat. If you haven't said what's up, please do say what's up. Let me know how you guys are feeling on this Monday. I mean, the cool part about all this stuff that's going on, guys, is like, even though we're supposedly on like this lockdown, soft quarantine, all this other shit, honestly, like energetically, as I go out and I, walk around and all this other stuff, like things aren't too terrible. Things aren't too terrible. It's just things are a little weird. Like there's just this sense of just like weirdness. And that's about it. It's just like, hey, things are a little bit different. We're going to have to adjust. We're going to have to pivot. We're going to have to move in a fucking different direction kind of deal. But at the same time, it's not like you're defeated. You should not feel defeat. You should not feel as though you're trapped. You should not feel as though you're caged and you're stopped from continuing to flourish, is really what it comes down to. This is a through and through mindset test, if you really want to look at it this way, right? Like, even though I didn't do a slam piece on him. I hit him on one key area of his life, maybe two. But Wes Watson, man, like if you guys haven't ever watched any of his stuff, like this dude was in the fucking slammer for a while, I believe 10 years. And he developed a pretty gnarly mindset while in there of being resilient. And there's another great book out there too that I read a little while ago. I believe it's actually called Resilience. I'm going to look it up to make sure I'm not fucking it up. Resilience book. Navy SEAL, right? Yeah. It's called Resilience. Hard-won wisdom for living a better life. Resilience by Eric fucking whatever Grittens. Greitens. It's a different type of book because and I would even say, I hate to be this guy. I'm such a fucking skeptic though. It's a little, I don't know. It's about him writing some letters to his buddy, and then it's like super motivational stuff. And I would say that whatever, just fucking take it at face value. Just read the book. It's not bad. And obviously, it talks about how resilient, pretty important type of aspect to have. It's just like grit. Like actually, I'd put grit in a higher category than WTF, mate. What did I just do? Okay, there we go. In a higher category, but resilience is obviously something that needs to be a part of your life. We're seeing it right now. There's a lot of people, specifically the SJW, snowflakes, liberals, far left type of people. They don't have any bit of resilience. They are going to melt during this time frame, just because basic stuff of having a life full of just pleasantries and instant gratification is no longer the norm. So that's kind of where we're at. But I'm telling you guys that discipline, discipline is the key to this one. Maintaining a level of resilience, I hate to use the term positive mental attitude. I wish that we could come up with something different, because it doesn't always need to be positive. It just needs to be a strong steadfastness that you have a plan and that you're sticking to it. I think that's essentially confidence, and that's the very masculine virtue. This idea of positive mental attitude, I think, is a little bit too hopeful. It's a little bit too salesman-y. It's a little bit too much happy pill for me, honestly. So I'd say just have confidence. Like, create a plan, stick to it, practice it, and you are going to find that your resilience, your grit, your determination, your will to live, and just your overall happiness level with who you are as an individual is going to rise up during this time. This is, like I said, this to me is a test. It's a test to see what you're fucking made of. Can you sit in a form of isolation without the simple pleasures within society, and still stay on track with the types of goals, with the direction you want to see your life take off? Can you push yourself through the muck? Because I'll tell you what, guys, like, I'll be real. When the gyms closed down last week, I got sad. Like, that's such a weird fucking phrase for me to say, because I don't get sad that often, but I felt sadness. I really, really did. The gym is like my fucking humble abode. It's like my fucking sanctuary. I love going to the gym because I have my routine. I feel a sense of normalcy from it. I get to fucking like push myself there, and I feel very confident afterwards. It becomes like I said, like, it's a ritual. It's now ritualistic to me, and that ritual got removed. I go through the whole thing. I eat, I get dressed, I get fucking prepped, I get myself psyched up to go. I'm around all these people. There's kind of like this, like, there's an energy there. And now when I work out, it's like, I don't have all the equipment. I don't have the eyes on. I don't have that energy around. I really got sad just having to think about doing my fucking workouts here at home. And I had to like quickly switch that in my mind. And I'll tell you what, like, today's workout, I did chest. I mean, here's the thing, because like at the gym, I was starting to crush weights. Like, I was starting to put up heavy weight again, especially in the chest. I had an injury about 2 years ago at jiu-jitsu that I pinched a nerve pretty bad in my neck. It caused my entire arm and my upper chest on my left side to atrophy. I couldn't do a push-up for like 6 months. I had to like rebuild everything. And even still to this day, I still have some discrepancies in my muscles. So bench press, whole bunch of other stuff kind of suffered, like a lot of my push movements. And as of late, like, things have really, really, really been building back up. I've been able to start getting those weights up. But now it's like, fuck. Like, that all is going to stop. But the reality is, now I just have to pivot. It doesn't mean that it's stopping. It just means I have to pivot. I have to alter my course, and I have to go down a different direction in order to hit the muscles a different way. So I've had to get kind of crafty here at my house as far as how I'm going to hit those muscles. And of course, I'm not going to go as hard. But the cool part that I got to be honest with you guys about, and why this workout was so phenomenal today, was because I had to slow down. I had to slow my workout down, so to speak, as far as my lifts are concerned. And now I'm like way more in tune because I'm isolated. I'm by myself. I'm not having to worry about all these other factors around me of people watching and having to put up weight and all this other stuff. And, having to worry about getting my sets knocked out quickly because other people want to use the machines, and thinking about those fucking big ass fake titties that are over there. And maybe I should go talk to her, and like waiting for her to show me some IOI. Like, now it's just like me. I'm here. It's me. I'm in tune with me, and I'm getting I'm getting in the zone. So today's workout was awesome because of the fact that like I sat there the entire time and I corrected a lot of form deficiencies. And especially because now what, yeah, I bet, Jay, no worries. But now like I'm slowing down. I'm watching. Cool thing too is I'm watching videos, right? I'm watching videos of people where it's like, all right, I see my muscle discrepancies. How could I fix this? I'm implementing the small cues and tips that they give in there instead of worrying about kind of like ego lifting in a way, even though I would have to say that I don't really ego lift that much anymore. But this is a complete overhaul of ego lifting now because I have lighter weights and I have bands, and you have to focus on contraction and going through this all completely. So Fucking awesome chest day today. I hammered it out in about an hour as well. So, I was happy, man. Honestly, I was super happy because, there was a part of me, there was a little bit of stuff looming over my head as to like, you know, let's talk about the F word, right? Fear, right? There's fear of loss. Am I going to lose? Am I going to lose my gains? Am I going to lose my momentum? Am I going to lose my focus, my drive, my determination? I was on a good path. I was going to the gym day in and day out, and I was rocking and rolling. And now it's like, fuck, there's a wrench in my gears. What do I do? Am I going to be able to stay as focused? Am I going to be able to stay as determined? Am I going to still have the same level of motivation? Or am I going to sit there? Am I going to start stuffing my fucking face with bonbons and just sleeping in way late and like feeling sorry for myself kind of deal? Or am I going to be able to make this stuff work? On top of the fact, it's like the sadness was that I wasn't going to get the same level of workout. But the thing is, it's just changed. That's it. It's just changed. So these are all things, like all the stuff that I'm talking about right now for you guys. It's mindset. It's ways to like understand the pivot. How do I redirect? How do I redirect my energy and my focus? Because a lot of people, especially in today's world, they don't have that grit. They don't have that determination. They don't have that resiliency to understand that when there's an obstacle in the way, you got to get around it. And you got to get back on track, and you got to do it as quickly as possible. A lot of people will sit there and they'll be like, wow, there's an obstacle. Boo, woe is me. And they'll stop and they'll use it as an excuse to discontinue progress. And I think that's essentially what's going on with a lot of this stuff in society, guys. Now, there are a lot of people out there, though. Like I was out this weekend, and I threw some shade at some people. I'm not going to lie. I was out at Home Depot this weekend getting a few accessories to help out with my workouts and shit like that, to like continue building a bit of a home gym. And I saw people buying fucking plants, like succulents, and like some dude was buying a lawnmower and shit. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, why are you not like, why are you getting like this stuff? And, the cool part is, and I gotta give them credit now, because initially my mind was like, yo, you guys should be preparing for other stuff than just sitting around playing fucking patty cake. But at least they're doing something. At least they're thinking about some level of creating a better space around them, trying something new, taking care of some chores, right? And this is everything that we're going to talk about today as well, as far as things that we need to like implement into our life. Like I'm going to give you guys some strategies today, as far as not just, giving you this kind of like mindset, motivational pep talk kind of deal, but instead, like, I love to give prescription. I love to give things of like, hey, this is stuff that you could focus on. These are things that you can really work on to get to where you want to go. So we'll chat about that. But first, I got fucking 4 pills in my hand that I've yet to put in my mouth. So hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. The simple pleasures right now, too. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not a huge soda fan, but ever since I started this weight cut, soda has played a bit of a role in my life. I never used to drink soda. As a matter of fact, I was like, I hate to use the word scared, especially diet soda. But it's become kind of a bit of like a guilty pleasure. I try not to do the Diet Coke too much. I got that Zevia over there, but none of those have any caffeine in it. So I like to get some Diet Coke every once in a while just to get like a little bit of caffeine, especially before the show, and to keep that flow of caffeine pumping through me. Give you guys a little bit of an update too. Hang on one second. Let me take another swig. Oh, man. As of right now, the old physique is looking fucking hella awesome. It's easy to say don't drink any soda when you're not in a caloric deficit. Like the bubbles help out with my stomach not feeling so empty. And then the little bit of sweetness that's in there keeps my sweet tooth at bay, because I got a fucking hell of a sweet tooth. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like when I came back from Afghanistan, obviously I almost fucking died in Afghanistan. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna eat fucking chocolate every single night of my life. Not go crazy with it, but I will have a piece of goddamn chocolate every single fucking day of my every night of my life. And then obviously that's not a very good game plan though, because the sugar, right? So I'm happy to my coach has 100%. Actually, he's the one that turned me on to this. He's drinking some diet soda or 0-calorie soda. It's okay for the time frame that you're doing this. It's not going to be for the rest of my life. It's just whatever. So yeah, of course he's talking about the sucralose. You know what's worse than that is sugar and all the calories that come with it. So other than this in my life and a little bit of a puffski of this new here puff bar that I give a little toke to, it's better than whatever. So I'm pretty damn healthy, plain and simple. Yeah, the problem about yerba mate, dude, I love yerba mate. But they put a lot of sugar in that stuff, and I can't drink sugar, and I can't have calories. I can't add any calories. I can't have liquid calories or anything like that. So it's all about what's it called? It's all about being in a calorie deficit right now as I reach my goals. So physique is looking phenomenal though right now. I'm getting fucking pretty tight. We still got about another, we're 5 weeks in. Still got another 11 weeks of this. Which I'm fucking pretty excited about. I think I'm finally going to hit my goal of getting down to about 10% body fat, which is fucking going to be epic. I probably say roughly I'm at about 15%, and that's just me being really, really generous. Like as far as like, I'm not trying to say that I'm any less than that, because I don't want my mindset to think I'm less than that. Right? Like I'd rather have it on the higher scale than sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm 12% right now, guys. Check it out. It's like definitely what's it called? I can't do coffee, man. I dislike coffee immensely now. It fucks with my stomach hardcore. It's too acidic. And the caffeine burst from coffee to me, like I get super buzzed really fast, and then the crash, like I crash super fast after too. So I do not drink coffee anymore. Yeah, I love that yerba mate. I used to be a huge proponent. I just can't drink. Like I am a huge fan of yerba mate. Huge fan. But yeah, I can't drink it right now because all of them have calories in it. So can't do it. Let's scroll up to see some of the things here. So yeah, that's my update on my physique. I think I'll start posting pictures to my Instagram here pretty soon. And I'm thinking also of going live. I've been recording on my other camera, my workouts at home. And then doing some like updates of like things that I do around the house and stuff like that too, which I think I'm going to start adding to either this channel or my other channel, Corey Capella. I don't know yet. I'm still kind of debating on all this stuff. I really don't want to put photos of my physique up on Instagram until I feel closer to my goal. It's kind of like my unveiling the surprise kind of deal, even though I know people like seeing like during the transformation. So we'll see. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to like work on, because essentially where I'm trying to go now with a lot of this stuff is masculine lifestyle, right? I feel like as far as I'm concerned, and as far as from what I've seen within the red pill manosphere, whatever, I feel like I probably live the most masculine lifestyle out of most people. And I believe that my model of approaching it is rather simple. So I think that's something that I need to start highlighting, is how I've structured my life, what's going on there, and then kind of giving an inside. But at the same time too, there's another part of me where I'm like, I'm rather, I mean, I'm an open book when I'm talking, but as far as like documenting my life and like having people have direct access to me like that constantly. Like, I'm still a pretty private individual. So I don't know how I feel about documenting all that stuff. I'm also not one, like, completely different from like the narcissistic kind of society that we live in today, where people are constantly taking photos and like videotaping everything and putting everything on Snapchat and all this other shit. Like, I just fail to forget to do that. I'm never just like, oh, you know what would be great is to take a photo of this right now, or oh, I should fucking record this or whatever. Like, I am so bad with that. I just live like, even when I was doing the craziest shit in the world in the military and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, there's like maybe like 3 or 4 times in my life where I was like, yo, I should take a photo of this for me to hold on as a memory, because that's what I thought photos were for. Right? Like, photos were a means for you to like remember parts of your life, instead of it being for like showing things out. You're showing things to all these other people about how fucking cool you are. I kept the economy going by purchasing a 100 ml bottle of Creed Aventus Cologne, new bottles of CH Privé and Aqua di Gio. You're welcome, MFers. Whatever societal restructuring occurs, all smell good. Hell yeah. I have CH Privé. I like it. I haven't worn it too often, because I have so many other fragrances that smell kind of similar that I like a little bit more. And obviously we're moving more into spring and summer, and it's definitely not a spring summer scent at all. It's got a lot of leather, booze, and tobacco in it, but it's done quite well. If you guys haven't looked into CH Privé, it's a very, very, very good fragrance, especially for designer. Let's see who else we got up here. Matt corrected himself by saying 2026 was the fire horse year. That's good to know. That's good to know. Reflecting on your email, silver lining about the quarantine is to just spend more time on myself. Good man. Good man. More wisdom being dropped here by one King Corey than 6 random nobodies for 2 hours on Circle Jerk Dude Party. Uh-oh. Oh, goodness. I got kicked out of the gym of 8 years. Didn't bother me at first, but after a while it hit me. Gym shutting down bothered me too. Can still go outside though and hit the hills and go on trail running. Absolutely. That's one big thing that you guys can start to practice right now for sure. In a way, it's like very grounding, I guess, is the best way to say things, because right now emotions and uncertainty are very high. And, maybe if you're not in a situation where, like me, I can kind of sort of do well with isolation. For those of you guys that aren't able to do that, go on and get yourself outside, go for walks, go for jogs, beat feet, get those what do I call it? It's bilateral movement. Okay. Bilateral movement is when you're moving your arms and your legs. And what that does is it helps out with your brain frequency for you to not be so, like, for us males, we are more, I believe, right brain, right? Is that right? Or is it left brain? I believe we're left brain, where it's more analytical. And then the right brain is more of like the artsy out there kind of stuff. So we're very left brain analytical. So in times like this, where we're isolated, we're stagnant, and we're contemplating the future, and how we're going to game plan our future, and then fear and anger and all sorts of stuff start to come in, we start to shift the frequencies of our brain more and more over to the left brain. So if you're able to get out and do some bilateral movement, like swimming, for instance, running, jogging, just getting those feet moving and hitting the ground, very, very, very good stuff. It'll help you out as far as being able to keep your mental health as well as your physical health, for sure. For sure. For sure. All right, let's scroll down. What did I miss? Yeah, Big Sports Club. They have a spa that has massage, serious massage, not rub and tug. I got involved with a massage therapist. This went on for a few months. I broke it off with her. She went nuts. Yeah, that happens. And then you say down here, her boyfriend didn't like it either. That's hilarious. My boy Philip Franklin here. I'm afraid that my brother won't make it to the other side of this thing. have it compartmentalized and processing things piecemeal so it doesn't fuck with my situational awareness. Yeah, good stuff, dude. Just remember the things that you can control and the things you can't. And unfortunately, what's going on with your brother right now, you don't have much control over. That's kind of his, not to say don't be supportive, but at the same time, don't expend too much of your energy trying to, I guess, fix his situation. No, I'm not a coffee drinker. Let's see what else we got here. You can buy the plain yerba mate and brew it yourself. Exactly. I could, but at the same time, it's not carbonated. And that carbonation is definitely making my stomach feel less empty, which is the other part of it, on top of the sweetness, which is satiating my sweet tooth. So this right now, guys, I understand it. It's got aspartame and sucralose and all that other shit in it. It's not the greatest, but it's not here to stay. It's only here for my cut. So we're just going to rock and roll with that. It's a good plan. I'm sticking to it. Please, no vids on Bathmate how-tos. There are Bathmate how-tos on YouTube already. Trust me, I had to look it up. All animated, though. So there's, it's not some dude sitting there with his fucking Peter taking care of this stuff. It was animated, and it was very instructional. It was definitely very instructional. So educational. I hear you about the acidity in coffee. I can only drink a cup in the morning, and I'll skip some mornings so I don't get addicted. Yeah, it's good to, especially with caffeine, 5 days on, 2 days off. It's easier said than done, though, for sure. So try that out, especially with coffee, because coffee really hits the adrenal receptors for sure. And then once your adrenal glands and receptors start to get a little bit overkill, amygdala starts to fire more and more, which then enlarges it. And then now you're in a world of anxiety. I'm about to admit that I need to start wearing cologne again. Don't get colognes. Get fragrances. I don't want to be a stickler for the terms, but colognes come from, it's just like champagne comes from Champagne, France. Cologne comes from Cologne, Germany. And unfortunately, most things that are considered colognes are very musky and have that kind of like old school style scent that most people attribute to the term cologne. The new world of fragrance is now like a wide open door of a whole different array of things. Like, for instance, me personally, I like to wear a lot of unisex fragrances, mainly because whatever masculine notes they do put in the unisex on my skin, they end up popping out very well. But then it's kind of coated with something a little bit different that most people will sit there and be like, what is that? Right. So I like to wear things that are completely different than most people. I am a niche fragrance connoisseur for sure. And I have my style of scents that I like to wear. I actually got a couple here right now sitting in front of me that I need to do a review on. But yeah. Fragrances are fucking dope though. And don't be afraid to go to places like Max Aroma or Scent Split in order to get samples before you purchase, or, well, now you can't go to the fucking mall. So do those. I wear testosterone cologne. Nice. Thor, I was worried that something happened to you, buddy. We didn't see you in the webinar yesterday. Haven't seen you around, so good to see you in here. Corey, I've been watching barbers on YT about how to cut my own hair. That's a good one. I was thinking either about growing it out or shaving it off. We'll see. Or just going like full fucking warhawk. Like just keep growing the top out and just like, I don't know. That's not going to look good. Try out Ultra Male first, Greg. It's a great all-around scent. I was just about to say the same thing. Prada Luna Rosa Black is another one that you cannot go wrong with. Yeah, Ultra Male is definitely pretty sweet and fun and lighthearted. The young girls definitely love it. Prada Luna Rosa Black for sure. What are some other good ones? I talk about them often, so I'm just trying to think of like right now at this point in time that aren't too expensive to kind of get you in the game. Try Versace Dylan Blue for right now, moving into the spring summer. It's rather cheap. John Varvatos just came out with one that he collabed with the Jonas Brothers, or a Jonas brother, Nick Jonas, I believe. That one smells pretty bomb. It's a little bit too cologne smelling for me, but it's not bad. All Saints has a bunch that they've just put out. They're rather cheap, and I actually like those as far as designers concerned. What else do I have over there? That's kind of fuck it. Who cares? I don't care right now. I don't care. Stay coordinated and balanced. 100%. Absolutely 100%. Ooh, hey now, what the hell's going on here? Kate. Hi, Kate. Who are you? Oh, you're the tick one. You're a little bit tick. Both, please. So I got a story to share with you guys last night about what happened last night with one girl that I was talking to on the old Bumble. I could not believe it, but after thinking about it this morning, there's probably it was probably partially my mistake. I don't know. We'll talk it through here. Hang on, let me check this though. So I matched with this chick a little bit later last night, and then like she directly hit me up, and then I responded with, and here's the game plan as far as where I'm at now when it comes to this whole like quarantine type of thing. It's like if you're on what's it called still? If you're still online dating and you match with people, there's not much that we're going to be able to do. Like this is no longer a traditional form of dating. The veil is being fucking pulled wide open. Like you got a 50-50 shot, guys. You just got to take your shot. So last night I kind of went for it. She asked me like how I'm handling everything. And I said, oh, I'm handling it just fine. But I could really use a quarantine buddy. And then I said, you down? ? And then she responded with, I'm positive. Ha 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 ha. And then she sent another one saying, it feels like I'm disclosing that I have herpes or something. And I was like, what? Like it didn't make any sense. So I was like, essentially, I'm like, I picked up what she was putting down at this point in time, that she got tested for coronavirus and she tests positive for having coronavirus. And I was like, no way, kind of deal. And then like I continued the conversation further, and I was just like, what are you up to right now? Because I figured she was just like pulling my chain. Anyway, she's like, no, seriously, my friend just came here from Spain like a week or two ago or something like that. And we hung out, and now I have it, and I have a fever and a cough right now. And I just literally fucking deleted her. Like, fuck that. Like, what a fucking bitch that you're sitting here, honestly, like on a fucking dating app when you have coronavirus, you know you do, and you're fucking sitting here talking to dudes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really believe her. I think that she was fucking kind of crazy, and she was just saying this shit mainly because there's probably a whole bunch of dudes right now that are like, hey, come over, right? Kind of like taking the same strategy and approach that I'm taking of like, yo, fucking quarantine, let's go. Let's get this kind of deal going, right? So she was probably just, that's what I think at least, that she was just being a brat and being funny and trying to like flush me out of the kind of approach that I took there. So, but just to let you guys know, am I still pursuing? Absolutely. Is it top priority? No, it's not. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the best way to approach it, I believe, is to shoot your shot in that moment, because you cannot allow this stuff to like teeter on like we were able to before, right? Like if there's a connection right off the bat, she's probably more prone and more attracted to you in that moment. So you're better off shooting your shot right then and there and then moving on and not investing any time or energy into it. It's like, hey, let's hang out. Oh, what are we going to do? Well, we're fucking quarantined. Come over, right? Like, that's all we can do. We got to practice social distancing. Like, you got to be responsible. We got to be responsible, don't we? Right? Like, play it that way for sure. So that's my routine. It's paid off. It paid off pretty well last Wednesday. But I haven't also really been caring that much about that stuff. So that's what happened as far as my dating profile deal last night was with that. But I do have a whole bunch of matches right now, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, there's not a lot of investment. Women are not really that interested. I think essentially what it comes down to is women have their five plates right now that they're already comfortable with, and that's who they're going to invest in right now and kind of keep those guys close because it's known they feel safe and secure with those people, and they're not really looking to what's it called? They're not really looking to expand their horizons at this point in time. So just be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. It was a little scary to have somebody sit here and tell me that they tested fucking positive. And then my PP was like, yeah, who cares? Let's do it. Like, whatever, who cares? Let's test this out. Let's see if you get it or not. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck, no. I just deleted her after that. So fucking crazy bitch. Like, that's some fucking serious narcissism at that point in time, though, to still be fucking talking to people on a dating app when you know you have fucking coronavirus. Unless, of course, like I said, she was just being fucking cheeky. And she's crazy, which chances are she was. She was a white girl. So there's that. There's that. Have you heard of NMN to increase lifespan? No, I don't know what NMN is. Could you post that? Because it obviously sounds like it's an acronym or an abbreviation for the stuff. Post it in there and I'm going to take a look at it. What I have heard of is something Talon. What the hell? I talked about it before. It's a peptide. Epitalon? Yeah, Epitalon. And what it supposedly does, it's a synthetic peptide telomerase activator. And it's supposedly the ability and has the ability to anti-age, right? So if you guys don't understand what a telomere is the part of a DNA strand that holds on to all the DNA. And that's the part that gets replicated and creates the entire strand, right? And over time, our telomeres start to get shorter and shorter, which starts to essentially, that's what aging is that the quality of the code of your DNA starts to get less and less and less and less. And essentially, that's what aging is. So Epitalon, what that does supposedly is it keeps your telomere length healthy and long, right? So that the code that's being duplicated continues to stay the same. And then that's also something that would assist in ensuring that your telomere, allows the effective reproduction of your cells. Exactly it, right? So that's what I've heard of as far as that's concerned. Of course, throwing some HGH in there too, 1 to 2 IU a day, supposedly. 2 IU helps out with maintaining health and, all that good stuff. So that's another anti-aging type of deal. I've also heard of metformin, right? Metformin helps out a lot with that. So that's another thing to look into. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, what book do I own? Did I buy it on Kindle or did I buy it I think I bought it physical copy and then I didn't read it. Or no, I did. I bought it in physical copy. F my life. And it's in my fucking, what's it called? It's in my bundle of books over there. My bundle of books. Yep, it's not in here. Poopy pants. Yeah, I bought it in hard copy. I bought it in the hard copy. Anyway, the book, I forgot which doctor wrote it, but he talks about metformin in there quite a bit. I saw him on Impact Theory, I believe. If you want to look up that doctor who was on Impact Theory, who wrote this book about food and anti-aging and a whole bunch. It's pretty awesome. Yep. Metformin reduces blood glucose levels. Here's the man himself talking about this. He knows all the shit, but he's done his research. It's not like he just knows it. He's done a whole lot of research on it. Breadth of knowledge this man is. Look at him. Look at that fucking thumbnail he's got there. 57 years young, I believe. Sexy man right there. Philip Franklin says, well, given your age, you're at a higher risk. And then Thor responds with, haha, for STDs. Good one. Good one. Let's see what else we got up here. All right. Women can smell testosterone. That's true. That is true. Well, they smell, it's not pheromones, is it? I believe that's it. Just Google the sweaty shirt test, and that'll kind of help you determine and understand certain things about testosterone and what women smell in order to determine whether or not you have high testosterone. Another indicator of high testosterone is more how red you are, right? It obviously is for like blood flow and healthy cells and all this other stuff. That's an indicator. And women are more attracted to men that have like a more reddish hue, believe it or not. I know that sounds weird, but it's because it shows that that man has higher testosterone and good blood flow. And as we know, blood flow is important for your pee-pee. Pro tip, don't stick your little Richard in the infected. Yep, that makes a little bit of sense. Super true. I put a bit of Gucci Black on Let Dry and literally my prescription. Yeah, buddy. I like it. I like Gucci Black too. I'm a fan of that. I haven't purchased it yet, mainly because I got away from designer, but some of the Gucci ones are pretty good. I think Gucci Black is my favorite one. I think. Yeah. Or just Gucci Guilty Original, I think is my favorite one for sure. Invite her over and spray with Clorox bathroom cleaner. Yeah, I got some 409 for sure. She could have gotten cured had she come over for some of your vitamin D. Absolutely. Yep, it's pheromones. Bone marrow is good for collagen. Yeah. You could just get collagen protein as well. That's good for collagen. Ish. I don't know. Either way, Corey, she's wasting your time, bitch. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yep. 100% on board with you there. 100% on board with you there. So let's talk about, I mean, I kind of already hit most of it earlier, but let's talk about some actual stuff that we can start to do as far as life is concerned. We're all kind of sort of in some way, shape, or form limited as far as what we're able to do. Some people are actually home from work and now they're kind of like, well, I don't have much to do. They're sitting around the house. They can't go to the gym if they were going to the gym before. If they aren't going to the gym or weren't going to the gym, now's a great time for you to start doing that. How can we set up and structure our day? How can we set up and structure our mindset? Well, first and foremost, if you guys haven't already, if you haven't read my first book, Live Your Best Life in 30 Days, I believe still in the link below. No, I got rid of that fucking, what's it called? Anyway, shoot me an email if you want a free copy of my first book, Live Your Best Life in 30 Days. I highlight how to set up your life in order for you to grow in all 6 major categories of where a man needs to grow in: the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and relational. And I give you a game plan on how to start structuring that. First, you start to tackle the physical. The physical will help you start to develop the mental, because now you're on a path, right? You're building. It's compounding. The mental will help you out with the emotional. emotional into the spiritual, spiritual into the, believe it or not, into the financial. Why is that? Well, because the thing is, and a lot of people, where a lot of people go wrong is, honestly, they think that finances are everything. They think that having physical wealth and all this shit is their identity. But once you're able to start learning a little bit more about spirituality, especially from the sense that I come, is that my energy, myself, everything is internal. Everything comes internally from me, and it's projected outward. So all my physical material stuff that I have is just an expression of my value, instead of where I was before in life, where I had an external locus of control, so to speak, where it was like everything that I own is what my identity is, and it represents my value. And the crazy part about that is, like in my situation in life earlier, I had all of that stuff taken away from me, and I lost my identity because of it. And I felt like I didn't have any value. And I had to, through some time, learn that my value came from who I am, my own personal energy, my own belief systems, and the way that I handle life being thrown at me. So that's huge and tremendous. And then from there, I was able to rebuild my life, build a fucking phenomenal foundation, knowing full and well that I can go through periods of not having material wealth, and I could still be equally as fine as the day that I have it all, right? Because those types of things don't define me as a person. They're just a reflection of certain aspects of my life. So from there, obviously getting into the relational, and obviously, as we all know, relationships are the hardest thing on the planet. Why? Because you can't control them. It's a 50-50 fucking risk kind of deal, risk reward. And this is not just relationships with women. It's also relationships with your brothers, as far as men is concerned, and people within your inner circle, outer circle, and so forth. So essentially that book highlights, number one, how to frame and structure all those things, how they all build on one another. And then the cool part is, within the book, I also give you some types of practices that you can implement into your life, of how to wake up in the morning and kind of like, I hate to use the term seize the day, but how to get out of bed in the morning with valuing your own life and being the orchestrator of the direction that it goes. You have the reins, right? A lot of people wake up in the morning, they don't feel like they have the reins or the control over how their life is and how they live their life. I give you guys some remedies of how to start taking control and start to create that mental understanding, that mental framework that you create your reality. So there's that, an amazing ritual that I start you guys off with, in order to kind of like make you feel and understand like that kind of like zest for life, because it's all based off of your control. Then obviously I talk a lot about meditation, which is something that I really, really think that you guys should bring into practice, especially in this time where breathing, taking deep breaths is going to help you kind of detach from this necessity to control. Because when you feel like you need to control something, you kind of stop and you get shallow breath, right? And when you have shallow breath, that also keeps you open and available for more disease, honestly, because you're not saturating your systems with oxygen. So when you meditate, it gives you the ability to let go for a little bit, breathe deep, and then also take care of your stuff. That's what I meditate for. I take care of my stuff during my meditations. All the thoughts and things that pop into my mind, all the things that I say I need to take care of, I get to kind of just sit there and be like, well, how important is that really? Is that really that big of a deal? Let's come up with a game plan kind of deal, right? It's not like full-blown thinking, but in a way, it's like a means for me to like smooth out all the rough edges so that life is a little bit more palpable. Other things that I talk about in the book as well are doing these inner child meditations and taking care of the inner child. A lot of us men, honestly, because we weren't initiated into manhood and we were not mentored properly by proper male figures, we have a wounded inner child because we were supposed to go through this initiation process, but instead we were raised by a feminine primary social order. The majority of people in our society told us that we were wounded, we were defective, we were bad just for being born men and having these desires and these like essentially our masculinity was trying to come out, but it's been stifled and stymied. So believe it or not, because of that, we have a lot of subconscious issues, subconscious programmings that kind of like pull us back as us red pill men are trying to kind of continue to progress. So I talk about a lot of that in that book too. It's a very short read, very easy read. And it's amazing for you to be able to start using it in order for you to really begin to prosper in life. Now, let's talk about some kind of setups that we can have here. Now, as you guys know, I'm not the type of person, I am not a Jocko Willink type of individual who's going to wake up at 3:45 in the morning and try to show you a picture of my fucking sweat angel before the fucking sun comes up. Like, I am not an early riser by any means. As a matter of fact, I don't usually go to bed until like 11:30 midnight, because that's like my creative zone. That's where, I'm an author, I'm a creator, I do all these things. I need to kind of like play in that kind of environment, in that realm. I am like I'm a night owl, essentially, is what that comes down to. So I'm up 8:00 in the morning, usually after getting my full 8 hours of sleep. And then I start my day. And how do I start my day? Well, obviously I get up. The first thing I do is I go and I take a leak, and then I come back, I let my dog outside, and I make the bed while he goes outside and does his business. And I got my first two things accomplished that day. I open up the blinds, I turn on all the lights. I'll probably come and check like my phone and some emails here real quick, like try to keep it very quick. And then I execute my game plan. All right, what am I doing? Well, I'm taking my supplements in order to get me fucking prepped for the day, prep for my workout. I'm going to eat my food here within the next hour or so. I'm going to clean up and pick up some loose ends around here, and get my environment decluttered, right? Because clutter is the fucking king of making sure that you stay stagnant, believe it or not. So you free up clutter, your brain is now free to fucking move about, and the structure is in place. Then, like I said, I'll do some, if I need to, take a shower, wash up, do some hygiene stuff, take a dump, get my system charged for going and working out. And then I'll come out, I'll make my breakfast. I eat the same thing pretty much every fucking day. And then from there, I know that I'm good to go for my workout. Maybe take some pre-workout if I need some pre-workout. Watch some videos in order to get me primed. Listen to some music if I need to get me primed for my workout. But I'm focused. I know what I'm going to do. I know how I'm going to approach my workout, and I execute my workout, right? So I give myself about an hour, hour and a half for my workout, hit my workout. And then from there, what's amazing is I'm pretty much like set for the day, so to speak, right? Like there's some probably small tasks that I got to do in between. But then I know 4:30, I'm going to be on air. I need to get prepped for that. I need to kind of like let my mind wander as to like what I'm going to talk about that day if I don't already have a topic. I'm going to go and I'm going to look around, maybe watch some other stuff while I'm taking care of more shit around my house. But that's how I essentially have my day structured, right? And then I have, after I get off of this thing, I have some tasks, some things that I want to take care of, some things I want to research. If I got a girl coming over, I'll clean up my apartment and kind of like do whatever I got to do. And from there, that's kind of it. But throughout the day, and then obviously, well, before bed, I'm meditating, which is huge, obviously, like I talk about. But this is how I execute my life. I'm doing some type of physical movement every single day. I'm doing some type of self-care and some type of nurturing through either sitting in my sauna, riding on my bike, doing some burpees and some pull-ups, doing some massage, rolling out on my foam roller, using my lacrosse ball to take care of like my aches and pains. Like I said, cleaning up the place, cooking. I cook every fucking meal. And like this is my structure, right? This is how I have everything set up. And then mainly what it comes down to right now, and the reason why I'm telling you this structure is because I want you guys to be able to borrow and steal and mold what I do and be able to take bits and pieces of what I do and put it into your day-to-day practice now that you're home, right? You should not be working 8 hours. You should not be working 8 hours from home, honestly. Like, let's be honest, right? Create time, create space for you to stop and be able to get some workouts in. There's some easy things that you could do. You could do burpees, you could do push-ups, you could do plank holds, you could do jumping jacks. As simple as, especially for me too, because like I talked about, my tricep was all fucked up from what's it called? So now I just go over to my bench over there and I just do like 25 to 30 dips. And it's in order for me to like make sure that everything's working well and I'm focusing on that muscle group. I'll go and hang from my pull-up bar. I'll do a few pull-ups, or I'll do a few crunches on my pull-up bar, some side raises or whatever, right? Essentially what it comes down to is I'm getting my workout in because I need to make sure that I'm taking care of myself physically. I'm feeding myself mentally through watching YouTube stuff, reading books, talking to certain people, making sure I'm clearing the clutter from my mind. Emotionally, I'm taking care of myself via meditation and like making sure that I'm present with what's going on and that I have the right mindsets, right? Especially with like, let's talk about that emotionality stuff too, with having this structure, with having this discipline, with having this game plan and executing my game plan. It doesn't leave room for my emotions to wander, right? Because my emotions, everything at this point in time feels secure. It feels stable and I have control. Again, let's go back to what I talked about in the beginning. When you start to wander too far off into the future is when you really start to get into the weeds. And that's when you start to feel out of control. It's when you start to open up the door to worry, to doubt, to fear, to essentially like letting yourself go off of center. The only thing you guys can control is right now. And this is why I'm giving you this game plan, is to set up your structure of what you can control right now. We don't know what the future holds. We got a lot of scary shit off on the horizon that could fucking take place and might not take place. We don't know, right? So what's the best type of action you could take right now? It's implementing the structure and sticking to it. If you have a certain bedtime, if you have a certain time that you want to wake up in the morning, execute it for sure. And then implement those strategies like what I talked about. Get your workout in, give yourself 45 minutes if you can, get your breakfast in, make sure you're getting your nutrients, make sure you're getting your nutrition, make sure you're doing your supplementation, right? Make sure you're definitely getting your hygiene on, make sure you're decluttering your space, and just make sure you're doing these little things, because all of those are accomplishments. These small little accomplishments, guys, it's the small battles to win the war. If you're not practicing the small battles, if you're not winning the small battles, you're never going to win the war. So you gotta put this into a reality, right? Now, the other cool thing is this too. Your whole entire day does not need to be packed. It doesn't need to be action packed. You don't need to have something to do every fucking minute. The beauty of what we're doing right now as well is we're bringing some balance to our lifestyles. We're no longer having to run around. You're no longer a drone in the corporate office. You no longer have to sit there and fucking, bang the drum, so to speak, right? Play the game. You got some time now to be able to sit and relax and take care of some other things. I'm sure there's some things that you want to do around the house. There's some projects that you want to take care of. There's some rainy day activities that you've kind of had planned that you haven't taken care of in a while. Like, these are all things that you can now implement. So create a list, right? Just create a small list. Give yourself 3 things that you want to do tomorrow, right? On top of obviously getting a workout in, on top of your nutrition and all that other stuff. So that's essentially like what I'm thinking is the key to success right now during this time frame. I think the more people we get on board with taking this level of approach, I think the better the outcome is going to be in the future. Honestly, we impact our reality. We really do. There's too many people right now that are living in this state of fear, worry, and concern. And it's like, how do you move people out of that muck? Well, you move it out of that muck by getting moving and taking control of your life and saying, you know what? I am the one who creates my own reality. I really am. So this is how you can kind of bring that fucking power back in your life by saying, all right, shit's fucked. There's an obstacle in my way, but I'm going to get around it. Rather than what other people are doing, like I said earlier today, is that they're just sitting there and they're fucking curling up in the fetal position. And they're like, oh, I'm defeated. Like, okay, life dealt me one little fucking curveball. Like, boo-hoo, I'm fucking done. Like, somebody else come and fix it and make me feel better. And when it's all over, come and wake me up. It's like, no. That's not how life is lived. That's not how champions are made either, right? Like, I know for a fact, like, I want to look back at my life when I'm fucking on my deathbed and be like, yo, I kicked life's ass. Like, they should put me in a fucking life hall of fame, right? Like, for real. This is my thought process. It's like, all right, now that stuff's kind of getting fucked up, It's like, how are you going to react? Do you have that grit? Do you have that resilience? Do you have that determination? And do you have that discipline to get you fucking moving? The people that fucking thrive during this time are going to be the people that are the ones that fucking crush it after this all happens, right? There's a total transformation happening within our economy. It's going to open up a lot of doors, but the people that aren't primed and ready, that aren't fucking sitting there like at the gate, fucking burning rubber, right? Like getting ready to fucking like just take off down the fucking track. Those are the people that they're still going to be stuck in that fucking rut, right? Like I really do honestly believe that this is a chance for people that have been stuck in the rut for a while now for them to be able to get ahead. I think this is a complete overhaul of the marketplace. I think the people that have been, burning rubber for some time right now, that have been like dying to get ahead, I think this is going to be a tremendous, tremendous opportunity for them to be able to get ahead. And especially if you have the right intentions and you have the right fucking hopes and dreams. I really do believe that this is going to set people up for the success that they've been craving. So what it comes down to, though, is you got to prepare for it. You got to be ready. Pretend like you're getting promoted to the fucking big leagues right now. Pretend, right? So what does that mean? That means you want to show up and your first at bat, right, in the fucking big leagues, you're cranking it out of the park, right? Like don't set yourself up to just be a regular Joe that has to work his way up there in that thing. Like be a goddamn home run hitter, right? Be a fucking MVP, be a star. Like this is your time to shine for sure. So, this all comes from discipline though. It's not going to be handed to you. I feel like that was the era that we lived before this. I think that people had the opportunity to get lucky, and because they got lucky, they were able to continue to hold on to that stuff, and people propped up these lucky people for quite some time. It's like, no. Shit's different now. We've lived in way too difficult of a time where things were just, I guess, like scarce. Things were really scarce. And now it's like, fuck that shit. Abundance time. Like I'm going to rock this shit. Plain and simple. All right. Well, that's me. I'm fucking, for some reason, I'm Mr. Motivation today. Nicotinamide mononucleotide and nicotinamide. There we go. Nicotinamide riboside. Both increase lifespan, but have not been tested on humans, but never been tested on humans. Okay. I'll take a look into it. I'm going to type that into my, what's it called? Hey, there we go. Holy shnikes. Riboside. And then where's the other one? Nicotinamide mononucleotide. Cool. Yeah, that's M&M for sure. It's a derivative of niacin, and humans have enzymes that can use NMN to generate adenine dinucleotide. What are some of the? Oh shit, there's not a whole lot on this one. Cofactor for process inside mitochondria, and has been studied in animal models as a potential neuroprotective and anti-aging agent. Dietary supplement companies have aggressively marketed products claiming those benefits. Doses up to 500 milligram, shown safe in men in a recent human study. Good stuff. Cool. Kind of wish I could stay home, but people need electricity. Thank you, everyone who stays home. We will keep the power on for you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. American society is teaching young men that being cucked is okay. It's disgusting. You're absolutely right. But guess what? This is our time to have a bit of a resurgence against it. And men that buy into, ascribe, and train to be masculine, right? To live in a masculine type of society and abide by masculine virtues, we're going to be the ones that thrive. So it's like what's his name? David Goggins talks about. He's like, oh, society decides to keep getting weaker. That's fine. Thank you. It just makes it easier for me to rise. So think of it that way for sure. Ben Greenfield, Boundless, created a book on longevity. Haven't read it yet, though. I don't know if that was it, but I just decluttered my house and it feels great. Good for you. It does feel great. It's always hard to start, but then once you do, you start moving down, like it just starts compounding. I love how I just messed up my hair even more. Fuck. Whatever. Who cares? What's it called? I just declared. Yeah, so it feels great. I was reading this one. I think it would be cool if you didn't wear sunglasses every time. Maybe change it up. I'll take that into consideration. My other videos that I'm going to start producing, I probably won't have it on. But the thing is, and I don't know if you could see the reflection, I have like 4 different lights shining on me to make sure that the lighting of this is rather good. And staring at lights for 2 hours is annoying. It actually like makes you super tired. I don't know. It's weird. So that's why people see me yawn sometimes. I think it had to do with the lighting. Now that I say yawn, I like yawn. Drink some of this here. Actually, no, I'm going to drink a little bit of agua. Some alkaline water. Hello, hello. Oh, man. Haven't been doing the BCAAs the past couple days, giving my body a little bit of a break. I wouldn't say cycling off of them, but I would say giving it a break for sure. I'm about halfway through your first book, Corey. Yeah, it's a pretty easy read. I like it. I like that book. It was fun to write it. It was fun to produce it. And I call it red pill light. It's like the opening the door to like a red pill philosophy. And then my second book is like red pill fucking super hard. It's like swallow this goddamn pill. Yes, good knowledge to have. Nice. Curcumin for sure. People losing electricity is when the idiots will lose their shit and the shit will hit the fan. Couldn't imagine what losing it at this time would do. It would cause social unrest. Gonna have to give that inner child meditation a try before bed tonight. Please do. Please do. I'm gonna give that inner child a fucking beating tonight. You'll see. It's actually quite different when you do those inner child meditations. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. JJ says, good stuff, Corey. Thank you very much. My advice about the new economy, old things are new again. It's going to be a merge. We're going to take the good of the old and then the good of the new, and we're going to put them all together. It's going to be cool. What is up, guys? Hey, Scott, how we doing? He says he just hit the iron, which makes me a little bit jealous, but at the same time, my workout today was so good that I don't care. But good for you. I'm happy for you. Don't forget the stretch, he says. Dude, I'm the only one I know who can work right now. Water plant work is essential. Every ex I have has hit me up. That's funny. Well, good thing for you and having a job, man. Keep it going. Keep it going. NYC is going to have big problems in 2 weeks. Yep. We'll see. Reports out of Italy today say that they might be approaching the peak of this. We'll see about that. I think that people are putting out a lot of good news right now just to kind of change things up. But hey, you know. Inner child lets you feel the air. Inner child lets you feel the air enters your skin layers. Huh. Weird. All right. Italy has more than one city. That's true. Some cities are easy. Some are having bad news. Yeah, for sure. I will continue working out until the cops stop me. I'm being safe. Yeah, I feel you. I don't think, like I said, if people were like puking their guts out on the street and like there was like bodies everywhere and all this other stuff, I could really understand the need for like a lockdown and all this other stuff. But at this point in time, I think people trying to be healthy, people doing things to like keep their immune system up, keep their mental health and sanity. I think those are all good activities, man. Honestly, I don't think that those things should be stopped. I know Trump put out a tweet today saying something about in 2 weeks we're going to reassess and see if what we've done so far has really created any type of benefit. So that was reassuring to hear. But who knows? We will see. We will see. I think the warm weather will kill this shit off in a month. Yeah, possibly. Keep in mind, boys, no one health worker has died yet and most likely isn't going to. Yeah, the drugs work. Cool. Oh, I will continue working. Got you. Not working out. Sorry, buddy. I hear you. See, that's where my mind goes to, is working out. In 2 weeks, it's kind of over. In 4 more, we'll go back to work after the stock market is going way up. After that, the stock market is going way up. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, let's hope, guys. Honestly, we'll see how things go. I'm keeping things rather optimistic regardless. If things do get even worse, I think that at the end of it, it's still going to be like things are always like my friend, actually, let's call him an acquaintance. I had an acquaintance deliver this one adage to me one day, and he said, it can't rain dicks every day. So, yeah. The market is being shorted. It's going way up. Bitcoin is dying. I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't have any fucking crystal ball as of what's going on there. So we'll see. I'm just keeping, I'm very skeptical about a lot of things. So I just keep on going with what I'm doing. And that's kind of how it is. So. Yep. Absolutely. Slow crawl. Yep. Like I said, again, we could sit here and we could continue to project what we think is going to happen in the future. But the only thing you have control over is what you're doing right now. Are you guys working out daily? How's your nutrition? How's your supplementation? Is your house cluttered? Do you have projects that you need to fucking take care of? Like, how's your space? Take care of your space. Take care of your mental space. Take care of your relational space. Take care of all that stuff. Finances, honestly, at this point in time, there's enough, or there's going to be some level of relief out there that you probably don't have to worry too much. Honestly, you'll be able to keep a roof over your head. You'll have power and water, and hopefully you'll have enough supplies, right? So, the rest of that is stuff that you just need to, like I said, implement some discipline, take care of your space, focus on the right now rather than thinking about what's going to happen. Yep. And I think the WarTribe can testify to my market calls over the past couple months. I can attest to it. He's been 100% right. It's been a little freaky, but absolutely. So let's see. With my free Trump dividend. Yeah. I like that. Oh yeah. So tomorrow is the day of the back. I have back day tomorrow. Very excited for that. Even though last week's back day here was just subpar, it was mediocre at best. We'll just have to switch some things up and get pumped up about it, because I can't sit there and dwell on what's it called. So there's that. Yep. Phil has called the last 5 to 6 weeks for sure. He's kind of on it. Yeah, let's hear your prediction. I'll give you time. I'll give you some time, even though my crown is about to fucking cut my head again. So with that said, I'll just keep rambling for a couple more minutes. Oh shit, of course. Hey now, fuck. Oh man, what do I got to do after this? I got to drink some protein, and then get ready to eat some more food, and then clean up some shit. Totally implement my game plan for sure. As far as like, it's been kind of crazy too because, like I felt pretty content. I felt pretty content over the past couple days as to like what I have here. There's not really been too much of a need. Like I'm starting to get used to the idea and the concept that, like, especially living here in California, that they're probably going to at some point like go full blown lockdown. And that we're going to have to spend the majority of our time inside. Right. So my mind is starting to wrap around that concept and understand that kind of deal. And I think that's essentially to where you guys should go. And I'm not saying to accept it, but what I am saying is that you guys are going to have to come up with a game plan to make yourself feel, I fucking hate using the term empowered. It's such a fucking feminine word, but to make sure that you feel like you have control and that you're continuing to, get better and keep getting better and not lose your gains. Right. Because that was my biggest fear. Like I said, anyway, what Philip says is minor retracement into a historical resistance or double top pattern followed by a continued sell off. Yep. Don't forget your fight practice. Exactly. If you guys aren't into that at all, do make sure that you at least like know some basics. Google some stuff, figure out some ways to like know how to at least defend yourself. Like I don't believe, I talk about this in book number 2, A Patriarch's Vision, Purging Feminism, that everyone should have some level of understanding of how to defend themselves. And that needs to happen. Make empowerment masculine again. It's just it's like a word that I just, it sounds so fucking gross coming out because, like I said, that's all women talk about is feeling empowered. I just want to feel empowered. Like I'm an empowered woman, strong, independent. It's like men just need to feel powerful. They need to feel in control. They need to feel accomplished. Like I said, the big 4 that we talked about today: discipline, grit, resilience, discipline, grit, resilience. I forgot the other one. Fuck. Go back and listen to the other ones. But anyway, I'm watching people fucking go crazy in the fucking, what's it called? Homeschool will be gaining popularity. I agree for sure. Anyway, I wish I had a penis. Absolutely. Nice. All right, guys, with that said, it is past 6:00 p.m. I've gone for about an hour and a half. This is about my fucking cutoff. Yeah. With that said, guys, you've seen the ticker down below, the entire show, www.thewartribe.com. Honestly, here's my deal with this stuff too. Trying to figure out how I want to say it, but honestly, the men that I have in the community right now, I'm very happy with. These are men that want to put in the work. They show up, they do the work, and they continue to show up for other people as well, right? In order to keep the brotherhood alive. These are the types of men that I want in the community. I do not want people to show up and be takers. I don't want people that don't want to do the work. I don't want people in there that are weak and come from a victim fucking status as well. If this is the type of people you want to be around, join. If not, we don't need you. Honestly, we do not need you. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the money. The guys that are in the War Tribe heard what my vision is for the future and what I'm trying to create. I need people in this community that want to build this alongside of me. I don't need people that are going to come in here and be little red pill masturbators. I don't need people in there that are going to detract away from the mission. I need people in there that understand that men are fucking violent creatures, right? We need violence and we need aggression. We need to train that though. And we need that as a part of our character set. on top of a whole bunch of other virtues that tie into masculinity. If you're looking for a fucking kumbaya club and fucking arts and crafts and all this other shit, that's not the place for you. So if you're looking for a good community of men that are going to hold you accountable, where we're going to have real conversation about real things, we're not going to fucking shy away from reality in order to make people feel fucking nice and happy and welcomed, this is a group. Join. If not, no big deal. Keep listening to my show. Drop some comments, but we don't need you in the War Tribe. So if it fits, fucking join. If not, no worries. Plain and simple. Anyway, with that said, I will see you guys tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as usual. All right. Until then, guys, adios. Take care of yourself. Implement the goddamn plan and keep on fucking going.